Hello guys, welcome to the Hands-on IT YouTube channel. If you like read the books, you have a big book library and use book reader devices, this video will be useful for you. Because today we are going to install Calibre book library service. With Calibre library you can import and export your books, convert them into the different formats, change metadata, organize books by author, year, etc. And of course you can connect your book reader device using Open Publication Distribution Standard, or in short OPDS. Let's get started then. Let's start from the requirements, what we need for the spin up the service. First of all, we need Linux server. It can be virtual machine or hardware server. The next thing is Docker engine installed on the server, and Docker compose file for deploying our services. Apart of that, we need NGINX virtual host configuration file, because we are going to use NGINX web server as a reverse proxy. And finally, we need self-signed certificates for NGINX proxy for securing our HTTP connection to the Calibre server. How to create a self-signed certificate you can see in my previous video. A link to the GitHub repository will be in description. Let's get started from the created self-signed certificates for our Calibre server. Okay, in previous video I've created a root certificate which we used for signing server certificate for the GitLab server. Now I'm going to use the same root certificate for signing service certificate for Calibre. Let's create certificate for the Calibre server. Name will be Calibre. The next name will be calibre.internal. We don't need DNS name second. IP address will be our IP address of our Linux server. All other values by default. Okay, and we need to specify the password of the root certificate to sign our server certificate. Okay, certificate is ready. Okay, then let's go and create our Calibre environment, Calibre directories. First of all, we have to create our main directory for the Calibre files. Okay, let's go into this directory. Then we have to create the directory for storing our books. And we have to create a directory for storing our configs. Okay, also I would prefer to keep certificates here. For that we have to create another directory. Let's call it Certs. Okay, let's copy our certificates into the Certs directory. We need Calibre CRT, Calibre key, we need root certificate, and copy into the Calibre Certs. Okay, let's check. Okay. Then we have to create Docker compose file and NGINX configuration file. Let's take a look on Docker compose file. Okay, here we have official latest Calibre image. We specify some environment variables. Also, we mount our created directories, Calibre config and books. Pay attention here. We are specifying ports, but only one port will be mapped to the host server. Also, we are specifying here health check for our Calibre server. And I think that's it about the Calibre. Let's go down. Here we are specifying NGINX image, official, based on the Alpine. Also, we are mounting Calibre config file as the default configuration file into the NGINX container. And also, we are mounting certificates for the NGINX. Here we are exposing HTTPS port, the base one, and we specifying base health check for the NGINX. And pay attention, NGINX service depends on the Calibre condition service healthy. When Calibre service will be healthy, started and running, only after that NGINX will be started as the service. Okay, let's switch to the NGINX config file. Let's start it from the top. First directive tells to upgrade connection to the WebSocket. Second directive specifying upstream Calibre. Here we are specifying our backend server with the port. We specifying also max fails retries. NGINX will try to send request to the backend. If it will be fails 3 times, then NGINX will consider it as a failed service, failed upstream. Between retries, it will be timeout for 2 seconds. Also, NGINX will keep 16 alive connections to the backend. Okay, let's go down. This is the base directive for the serving HTTP connection. Here we can see the 80 port. Then we see server name directive. It accepts only request with the header, host name, either IP address, either name calibre.internal. The next directive redirects all common requests to the 80 port, redirects to the HTTPS port 443 with the same URI. Okay, the next block is block describing HTTPS server. It's the main our block. Here the same server name directive. Then we use 2 directives specifying our TLS certificate. Then we specifying SSL TLS options for serving connection. Then we specifying proxy directives, timeout, and max body size with the 90 megabytes. And the last block is location block, which tells to proxy all requests to our backend Calibre, which corresponds to the Calibre upstream. We have here directive for the WebSocket connection and directives for the proxy headers. Last 2 directives tells to upgrade standard connection to the WebSocket connection. Let's put this file on the server. Before starting Docker Compose, we have to ensure that our book directory has correct permissions. We have to change user ID to the 1000, which we specified in the Docker Compose file. And also we have to apply permission read and write and execute. Okay, seems all files are in place. Let's try to start our Docker containers. Okay, we see here Calibre is starting. Okay, NGINX started after the health check has been passed for the Calibre. Let's open browser and open our page of the Calibre library. As you can see, there is a welcome screen where we can configure our library. Let's change our directory to the specified directory books, which we mounted from the host VM. Okay, you can see. Then it's specifying our device. If you have someone, let it be generic. Like this one, for example. Okay, this is our empty library. Here we can add books, import them, convert them, and we can go to the preferences, click sharing over the net, click here. You can specify password and username to connect to the content server, or you can start without the password and start server. Okay, then you can use this IP address with the port 8081 on your device to import books from this media library and open them on your device. Okay, that's it with the installation of the Calibre media library. Thank you for watching.